Hi friends, welcome to Taci Studio. I'm Taci and today I'm recording from outside, but it's super windy. So I'll be recording this podcast from inside and I'll be talking to you about all my Christmas gift planning and what you can do to stay organized so you can have everything ready for Christmas. So if you want to prepare yourself for all of your Christmas gifts, stay in this journey with me. Hi friends, thank you again for being here with me. If you are new, I'm Taci and this is Taci Studio, where I talk mostly about knitting and crochet, but also some other adventures that I get into it. I love crafting, I love sewing, embroidering, tapestry, everything, but I really usually mostly do knitting and crochet, so that's what this channel is mostly about. Today, as I said, I'm going to share with you how I plan and how I try to execute my plans for a handmade Christmas. I try to do something handmade for each one of my kids, sometimes for each one of our family, extended family members also, and some for some of my friends and for some of my our neighbors. I really love making things for people, and I feel that that's one of the ways that I show my love and that I show how much I care for them. So it keeps me happy, but it also, in the end, I hope that it shows people how much I care for them. So if this is what you like to do also, if this is something that is fulfilling for you, stay here with me and then we are going to go into this adventure together. I'm going to start today by telling you how I plan, and I start with I print a calendar page, and there are lots of different calendars out there. I thought about making a template and maybe sharing one with you, but I know that most people like different things, so I thought that if you want to have one of those yearly calendars, or if you have one of them, that it would be better that you choose the templates that you want or that you like. I just printed one from, I have Canva, and I printed from there. And what I do is I start with, usually I try to start in July, and I think that's why most people do the Christmas in July, because this way you have about 5 or 6 months to plan and to execute your plan. So this way you have more time around the Christmas time. I like and prefer to spend the last 2 weeks of Christmas just spending time with my family, sharing my time with them, cooking, baking, wrapping gifts, but not have something that I have to do. Usually I try to actually in the last 2 weeks of the year to start a new project and start something for myself, because I spend the other 6 months working on and making something for everybody else. So I feel that during Christmas I can start a project for myself and not have to have a deadline and then work on whatever I want to work on. We have a tradition, so actually let me back up a little bit. So I make a plan, I print a calendar, and I put the name of each one of my family members. I have about 6 people that I knit for my husband, my grandson, and my kids and their partners. And I put the name of each person in 1 month. Then from there, I'll either knit a hat or a pair of socks for each one of them. Sometimes I ask them what they would like or what they prefer, and some years I just knit whatever I prefer or I want to knit for them. In general, it's always a hat, because people lose their hats, or because there's a new pattern and there's something new and fun, and I like to do that for them. And because not everybody really loves handmade socks, so I understand that. I am okay with that. So most of the time I knit hats for my family. So I start with that. I put their names on each month. So let's say in this month, I am starting a little bit, this year, I am starting a little bit later. So I started in August. So I put my daughter's name in August, and I usually also go by age with my kids, and I do my husband's hat the last or the first one, because I like to make some hats and have him try and choose, because there is a certain fit that he likes and that he does not like. So I prefer for him to try. I'm sorry, I have some fuzz on my face. I prefer for him to try some of the ones I'm making. This way he can actually choose the one that he likes the best, and I make his last one. And I put their names on each month. And as I finish, every month when I finish one of the gifts, I have these gift boxes. And I have several different ones for each member of my family. And when I finish their gift, I put on the box for them. I also have, and then I start filling the box with little things or things that I do throughout the year. But that's one of the things I do starting in July or August. I have the boxes in a pile on my craft room, and then I start putting things inside that box, because makes it a little bit easier for me also to already have it somewhat packed and wrapped, some of the things that I'm going to give to them. So with that in mind, what I try to do is every morning, now that I'm retired, I still get up early, and while I have my coffee, I try to either knit or crochet for half an hour or an hour every day if possible. If not, I try to at least 5 out of the 7 days in a week to do that, because that's when I do a little bit of the hat knitting. And I always also try to bring the hats or socks with me if we are going somewhere, because then I can knit in the car or crochet in the car. And if it's something that I'm going that people don't mind me knitting, then I also knit while I'm there. And this way I get a little bit done almost every day. And it assures to me that once a month I will have either a hat done or I will have a pair of socks done. And that has worked for me for many, many years. So the other thing that I do is to be able to accomplish and finish the little gifts that I want to give to our neighbors, our family members, and some of my friends. I choose a day during the week for me to work on Christmas gifts. And for me, it's usually either on a Friday or a Sunday, and depending on the week, because sometimes if I have my grandson or if we are going somewhere or going camping, I can't really concentrate during the day to be able to knit or crochet on that. So if I can't do that on a Friday, then I do it on a Sunday, and that becomes my gift day. So I work on my gifts and whatever it is that I'm working to give to our family. And I also have always been able to finish everything that I want and to accomplish that with this organization system that I have. I am just giving you some tips of what works for me. I am not sure if it's going to be the same for you. If you have a different plan, let me know on the comments. I would like to and would love to hear from you to know what is that you do when you are working on your handmade Christmas gifts. So every year we have a tradition that we have been exchanging ornaments with our family, and we do that on Christmas Eve. And every year we also do, I have a knitting group. We meet every other week on a Friday morning now, and we also exchange ornaments. And most the ornaments for our knitting group are ones that you have to make an ornament, whether it is a homemade handmade ornament that you made in crochet or knitting, but it has to be something that you have made, and we exchange ornaments when we meet in December. I make an ornament for my kids also. I try to make one for them every year, so this way I have saved all the ornaments that they had since they were babies and have given it to them now that they have their own home or their own space. But I also try to make one for them every year. This way they can add a little ornament to their Christmas tree. So last year I was watching and was inspired by Marlene from Marlene Knits, and she made a little tiny sweater, and she gave it to her partner as a promise keeper. She gave the yarn with the tiny sweater and with a promise to make a sweater for him during the year. And last year I was very inspired by her idea, and I decided to do the same thing. So last year I knitted this tiny little sock, which could also be a tiny little stocking, and I wrapped this on a ball of yarn, and I gave to each one of my kids, and I made a pair of socks for my son and my daughter in January because that's when their birthdays are, and one for my son's girlfriend Taci, and I gave that to them, and I gave hers in February. So I thought it was the cutest idea, because then you can keep the little ornament or the little sock and put that on your Christmas. I kept that here all year because I was thinking if maybe I wanted to make some more this year. But I also made for my husband, he prefers hats than socks, so I made this cute little hat, and I will post a picture here. And this year I decided to make little mini sweaters. I am not going to promise a sweater to each one of them because I think it's one of the hardest things to make for people and to make it fit perfectly. But I like the idea of giving a mini sweater as an ornament. However, I can't find where I put mine, so I could show it to you today. but I will see if I have a picture. If not, I'll put a picture here of the pattern that I used, and when I find mine, I can show you on maybe other episodes. But the other thing I made, and this one is not one that I made, but I have made the same exact thing before, is I made people's initials made out of felt, and then you can needle felt or embroider the little design in here. And this is one that somebody gave to me, but with this idea, which I really liked, I made my kids' initials and friends' initials, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making this one. The other thing I make, and I made a couple years ago, I made a lot of them. It was this quilt star, and there are lots of tutorials on YouTube, and I can link to the tutorial that I used, but it's really, really cute. You can make in every different kind of fabric. You can make in 4 colors, 2 colors, 1 color, and every single one of them looks super cute. You can also put a little thing here to hang them in the tree, and it looks super, super fun. The next thing that I want to talk to you about that I make, and I made lots of them last year, is I really enjoy, and people seem to really like, is I make little pot holders and coasters. I am still finishing these ones, but the pot holders and coasters, I usually crochet them. I made this one, and I put a little leather handle here with a little bead or some other kind of embellishment, and I usually make them 2 of them. This one is a crochet one, and I also made this one, and I end up putting the person's name on it, so this way I know that I already made one. And I put those things when I'm making things for friends and our neighbors, I put them all in one same box, on a bigger box, and the box is also with Christmas themes, so I know that it's the Christmas things. And I try to make this, and like last year I made homemade vanilla. Sometimes I make rub to barbecue or different things like that. I also really like to make little, this one is a little granny square, and I've made several of them before, and then I give 1 or 2 of this. If it's a bigger one, I give just 1 if it looks like a washcloth. And when it's a smaller one like this, I will give it either with a little soap or a face wash or a body scrub as a little spa little gift set. And I make this little, I'm sorry, I haven't really finished the weaving the ends, but this is another coaster, and here is another coaster. And I usually don't make them Christmas style or themed, but one year I made these ones Christmas themed, and people absolutely love them. So this year I might be doing a small market in the end of November. I'm not 100% sure, but if I do, I'm going to make these coasters, because this is one that everybody loved when I made this one, and I gave this one as a gift. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that, because if I decide to not do the market, I can always give them as a gift, because everybody loved those. And I forgot to say when I was talking about the hats, When I'm making my Christmas hats, I usually put them here on this bag that I quilted and I made. And I put the pot holders or coasters on this little bag. And the reason I do that is because having my project on a Christmas themed bag reminds me that those are my Christmas projects, and I either work on them on Friday or on Sundays, as I mentioned. The other thing that I have done before, and I wanted to make 12 of them. I don't have them here with me, but I will post a picture here so you can see, is the Arnie and Carlos Christmas balls. I love those, and I really want to have at least 12 of them so I can scatter them on my Christmas tree. Every year in the beginning of the year, I say I'm going to make one every month. And every year I have not accomplished that yet. So far, I only have 4 for myself because I have made several, but I have given them as gifts. And this year, if I make 2 more, I'll have half of what my goal is. And maybe next year I can accomplish one of them a month. This year, I really wanted to do that, but I ended up making socks every month for myself, which I am very, very happy about it. It's just a different journey, but I still did not accomplish my goal of having 12 of those Christmas balls. They are so beautiful and so antique, and it just reminds me of Christmas of when I was a child, and I really want to do that. I know that I don't have that right now on my Christmas tree, but I know that I will someday. So I'm also not, I think that it's okay to do it as a long project. Maybe it will take me 12 years. So I'll have one a year, but I will just keep going. The next thing that I decided to do is I made little stockings for every one of us, the 4 of us, my husband and I, and our 2 kids. And we have had that handmade for a very long time, and I will show you a picture here. And last year I decided, since my son has a girlfriend, that it's pretty serious, and they've been together for a while. And when my daughter has a partner also, I want the 2 of them to have matching stockings with their partners. So I made one for myself. I usually start by making one for my husband, but I couldn't find the color I wanted for his. So I made one for myself, and I will post the pattern that inspired, and I'll write that down for you here, because I used the pattern as inspiration, but I had to modify the pattern, and I believe it was the Pearl Soho stocking, and I will post a picture and post that one here. And I made mine with Brooklyn tweed. However, I wasn't able to find this color anymore, and I really wanted for us, my husband and I, to have this matching and his to be either green or blue up here. And this yarn has not been available since last year. I check almost every month everywhere that sells that yarn, and I will post the name also here of the yarn, because I forgot right now exactly the name. But this year, if I can't find it until October, I am going to maybe make his gray with green, and then this way it won't be exactly matching, but we will have the same style and a little bit different for my husband and I. This year I'm also going to make one for my grandson, and I am going to make his blue. He loves blue, and I had promised him that when he turned 5, I would make a new stocking for him, because his stocking at our house is the one that it was his mom's, because it has the Winnie the Pooh on the face, and you might see on the picture that I showed all of our stockings to you. And I told him the year he turned 5, I would make a new one for him, and he said he wants a blue one. So this year I have to make one for him, and I have had a lot of fun doing that. So now I wanted to show you the hat that I made for August, just so you could see. I should have showed when I talked about the hats, but I forgot to do that. So I just want to real quick show you. I made the Oslo hat by Petit Knit, and I am very super happy with this hat, and I think that my daughter is going to love it also. I made this one for her, and I have made a few mistakes making this hat, so I think I might be posting a video telling you about the mistakes that I made and how I fixed them. I think some of the mistakes were because I believe that some of Petit Knit's pattern, even though I love her style, I love her patterns, I think that sometimes we are more used to patterns that helps you walk through and hold your hand on explaining how to do something. And I don't think that her patterns do that very well. So I would like to explain how I misread and what I did to be able to fix the mistake that I made. And it was basically when you turn and you do a short row to do this. So when you are wearing the hat and you turn this, you don't see you would see this if it shows a little bit on the other side, instead of seeing the pro bumps. And there's a couple other things also, but I will make a short video explaining about that. I just wanted to show you the hat that I have, that it's done, and I only have one. And I also have this pair of socks, but I made this one, and I think that I'm going to keep it for myself. I love these colors so much, and this year none of my kids said that they wanted socks. They all said they would prefer hats this year. So I think that this one will end up being for myself. These are perfect fall colors, and I'm pretty ready to start wearing this one. So the only other thing is, as I said, one of these projects, which is usually either a face wash or a washcloth, or this year I might make the little these coasters for our neighbors. And I have, like I said, always been able to accomplish some of these goals, and my Christmas planning have always come together before the end of December, and I have always, for most years, had the last 2 weeks before Christmas for me to be able to just cook, bake, have fun wrapping, and especially now with our grandson, it's very, very fun to prepare for Christmas because he really enjoyed that also. So I think that's it for me. That's how I do my Christmas handmade Christmas gift planning. That's how I get them done and accomplished before Christmas. So I hope that this video is helpful to you. I hope that you are enjoying also making and planning for some handmade Christmas gifts, and I hope that you're having fun. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe so I can continue to bring this content to you. And until I see you again, stay healthy, continue to knit, crochet, do crafts, and whatever makes you happy. I hope to see you soon. Ciao!